Chapter 23, Episode 6, Part 3. By the Guardians of X, it's been a long time since I was able to present another portion of the tale of Iris. Work has been extremely demanding over the past couple of weeks, so finding time to work on it was a challenge in and of itself. But enough about that. On with the show! What felt like a mere moment later, though I'm willing to bet a few seconds had passed. I found myself both wanting to watch the light show one more time and in front of the Maverick Hunter Corps HQ. Seeing the being made up question pop up in my head. Why can't I ever be sent inside the thing? That way I wouldn't have to risk seeing it from the outside and getting that chilling feeling down my spine. Instead of looking at it, because I'd have pretend to look up at the whole thing, I opted to search for the friends I'd pretty much forced into coming here. For the record, it's not kidnapping unless they actually say they don't want to go anywhere. I think. I found them a couple of feet away from where I'd sat down. They were taking the sights to see around us, slowly strolling in a small circle. I managed to catch up to them rather easily. Your story is getting more and more believable, Ibu said. She spun around in circles. This place is huge. That drew a few odd looks in our general direction. Sarai had her hand over her eyes as if she were trying to see past the buildings. Where are we anyway? I shrugged. I don't really know. I'm just kind of dropped off here. I don't even know if we're in the same country. And what the heck happened to us anyway? Buki added. I feel like I had ants running all over me during some kind of light show. I'm not sure how it works exactly. All I know is that I don't ever want to get used to it. That part was true. I loved that ride. Anyway, let's get inside. I've got a meeting I need to go to. I started toward HQ with Buki and Sarai following closely behind. Wow, I could hear Sarai say as we closed in on our destination. That's one really tall building. I tried not to look up too. Yeah. A couple minutes worth of walking past. Ibuki and Sarai soaked in the inside of one of, if not the largest law enforcement agencies in the world. Once we reached the elevators that take us where I wanted to go, a familiar mass of humanity stopped us. Again. Hold on there, Tiny said, holding a hand out in front of him. I rolled my eyes. Bad short-term memory? I asked. Tiny shook his head. He raised an eyebrow. No, you're getting on the wrong elevator. Huh? Huh? Orders from Colonel Blaze. Oh boy. He thumped to an elevator on the other side of the lobby. That's the way you've got to get on. Take that one to sub-level 3. Sub-level 3, I repeated. Got it. Any particular reason why? Tiny shrugged. I don't know. I'm just a muzzle here. I don't get involved in things that I shouldn't be. Good policy to live by. I started toward the elevator Tiny pointed us to before he stopped me again. Those two aren't going anywhere, he said, pointing to Ibuki and Sarai. Those civilians allowed. Before I could offer to defend them, Ibuki had her hand. Relax, big boy, she said. We're from the Cutting Shadow Clan. He raised an eyebrow. The Ninja Clan? Both teens nodded. Tiny scratched his head. Alright, go on ahead. With that, the two walked past me toward the elevator. I stood there for a second, thinking about what had just happened. If I just planned and claimed that I was from a ninja clan where I first ran into this guy, could I have avoided the confrontation that preceded me between myself and Tango? I followed Book and Sarai to the elevator. Sarai thumbed the button that would take us down to where I needed to go. How long have you been doing this anyway? Pookie asked. Just a couple days, really, I said. Not long enough for me to know what all these magic attacks are all about, anyway. There's a reason behind them? Pookie asked. Pretty sure there is, I said as I leaned up against the wall. The problem is that they don't seem like it. What about you two? Where did that whole cunning shadow thing come from? I thought you didn't want people to know who you are. Pookie smirked. Our clan has an alliance with the Maverick Hunter Corps. Sects all over the world assist Maverick Hunter units whenever they need it. Sarai smiled herself. Apparently, our clan elder has some kind of special relationship with one of the Corps generals. Huh. A short ride later, a ding and sign doors revealed our destination. A hallway. We stepped down and looked around a bit. There weren't any doors or anything that we could see. Following it down led to what looked like a dead end. Looks like this is it, Ibuki said. Great. Why did we come down here if there wasn't anything to see or anything to go? I looked down the wall that ended the hallway over closely, hoping to find some kind of sign that would tell me where to go. The door flickered slightly. Found it. I smiled. Just to be sure, I raised my hand and sat on the wall. Or tried to, anyway. My hand passed through slightly, confirming my suspicions. Ibuki, who apparently knows what I was doing, set a hand on my shoulder. Nice, she said. The three of us, the sign was safe since I hadn't been electrocuted or anything, passed through the hologram that created the illusion of the wall. On the other side was a room that looked similar to the command center more than a few floors above. Meeting and Techno sat at computer terminals, working on whatever they were working on. Descriptive, I know. At the center of the room was a small glowing blue circle. I figured it might have been a transceiver, meaning I might be able to convince Mon to connect the one in our house to that one. Surrounding that circle was a small group of people. One of them was Colonel Snowcap, while the rest were people that I didn't recognize. Not that that separated them from everyone else. What the uniforms of the others in the circle? They were all slim with gray jackets and slacks with black shoes. Each uniform, however, had a slightly different design. The shoulders and a stripe down one side of the uniform each bore a different color. One, a man with dark skin and black hair, had red on his. Another, light skin and dark blonde hair in his stylish swoop, I guess wore blue. Green had similarly light skin with spiked brown hair. The one with yellow had long black hair. The pink had equally long blonde hair and, unlike the rest, seemed to have an aura of arrogance. Wait, those colors looked familiar. The second three of us walked into the room, an alarm went off. Everybody but those five snapped around to look at us. The ones that had them drew blasters aimed directly at us. We all snapped our hands up defensively. Iris? May asked from his desk. Heck's wrong with you, bringing civvies to my house, girl? Techno said. Colonel Snowcat turned to look at him with a not mostly flat look, save for a single raised eyebrow. Your house. Sorry. Colonel Snowcat turned back to us. Well? We're finally cutting Shadow Clan, Ibuki said for the second time that day. Sarai snapped her head up and down frantically. Colonel Snowcap stared at us for a sec before waving one of his hands. The other members of the room slowly withdrew their weapons. The three of us released matching deep breaths. I didn't know I was holding one in, and I don't think the other two were too wary either. Now then, Colonel says he beckoned us over. Let's get this little impromptu meeting underway. I trust you've met our friends from Space Patrol Delta? I'm Jack, the one in red said, offering his hand. I'm sorry about earlier. We kind of jumped to conclusions there. We? The one with yellow remarked. You just saw black and charged right in. Jack rolled his eyes. And you guys followed me. Therefore, we jumped to conclusions. Anyway, these are my teammates. Sky, the one in blue nodded. Bridge, green waved happily. Z, a small nod from yellow. And Sid, pink waved slightly. I'm Iris, I introduced. These are my friends, Ibuki and Sarai. The two nodded. That's when the twins decided to jump off from their positions and join us to the circle. I'm Midi-Wave, the twin introduced himself. I'm a field technician, along with my brother Techno over there, said purple-based twin waved. Wait, Wave? Was that supposed to be a joke? Now that the drugs are over with, Colonel Blaze said, how about we get to the reason why you people are here? Alright. Jack nodded to Techno, who ran back to the computer he was on a moment ago and tapped in a few commands. The small blue circle we were all standing around lit up, and an image of the bat they familiar popped up. This is Broodwing. He is an intergalactic black market trader who deals in weapons and robots. Sky spoke next. He's wanted on several planets for selling illegal weapons and avoiding terrorist insurrections. Oh, Rich interrupted. And jaywalking. Jaywalking? I craned my neck and raised an eyebrow. He nodded. Jaywalking. She rolled her eyes. Anyway, we were tracking him around the world and found him here. Well, Iris did. So what's he doing in New Arcadia? Colonel Blaze asked. Best guess, Dirk responded. He's probably trying to spread his influence a little more on Earth. And line his pockets while he's at it, Sky added. He's only really interested in making a profit. He aligns himself with the highest bidder. Only wants to make money? That sounded slightly familiar. Okay, Minnie said. So where does that leave us? Who can he go to and money's the one thing he's after? Ibuki brought a hand to her chin. I don't suppose knocking off a few banks is his style? No, Sky answered. He'd rather set up a contact somewhere. That'd get him the money he wants, and then keep his hands clean. just like he likes it. We all thought about it for a moment. Where could someone like Broodwing, odd name that, go if he wanted to set up a black market deal? Wait, now's a good time. I think I know. Head turned to me, wanted me to continue. So I did. We could take a look at Burkina Industries. Burkina Industries? Maybe craning his head this time. Why there? Well, I nervously shifted a bit. I wasn't sure this was a good idea, but I dove in. After the last Maverick attack, I found a piece of metal on the ground that had the Burkina Industries logo on it. It was on one of the mechanaloids and found the tap before Tango trashed them. And? Snowcap droned. And I took the liberty of visiting Cecilia, the daughter of the company CEO. I asked her about how she was involved, and she denied having a hand in it. I faked leaving the building. As soon as I was out of her sight, she called in someone and told him to have me investigated. She said she wanted me out the way before I became a threat. Jack pursed his lips. Sounds good enough to me. The other members of his team nodded in agreement. Colonel Snowcat looked me over silently for a moment. I expected some kind of admonishment for taking things in my own hands. Or for not reporting it sooner. Or trespassing. Or something. Instead, what I got was, good work, Sakamoto. Huh? Huh? Colonel Blaze crossed his arms. Your kitty is your jurisdiction. You get a lead on something, you follow it. Cool. I get to play detective. Now that we know where to start, Sky said, I suggest we set up some surveillance around the building. It's pretty large, I said. We tapped again, and a 3D map of Gigasea popped up. In its center stood the town in question. There's a lot of places we need to keep an eye on. If we can set up a few cameras around the area, Jack said, we'd be able to keep an eye on everything pretty easily. Iris, Tango tapped on my shoulder. You can use Tango to help keep watch on the place. I gave him a confused look. How? He only smiled. You're supposed to figure it out, remember? I rolled my eyes. Right. I forgot. The Ways didn't want to tell me everything my threat assessment and neutralization geared outside partner was capable of. Colonel Snow kept clear his throat. Well then, if that's everything, then you'll need to get moving. I'll leave the plan formulation to all of you. He didn't look directly at me. If those two make contact, things could get seriously out of hand. Burkina Industries is a worldwide corporation. If they have some sort of plan to take over New Arcadia, or anything like that, it's only a matter of time before they use that influence to try and corner the world. Don't let that happen. I nodded. Got it. With that, the 5 SPD officers filed out the room. Colonel Snowcap started to follow them. That's when I remembered that I had something else important that I needed to talk to him about. Colonel Blaze? He stopped and turned to me, his face still expressionless. Was he ever really happy? Look, I know I've got a lot to live up to, using my father's old name and all. He shared his sense a bit, showing that at least he was listening. And? I sighed deeply. Might as well say it. I need help. I can't do this on my own. You know what happened to me on the last couple of attacks? I got torn apart. I don't know how many more beats I can take before things really get out of hand. Colonel Snowcap stared wordlessly at me for a minute. I thought he was trying to come up with an answer to long then, but essentially meant no. Instead, after letting the pause between us stagnate for a while, his eyes shifted between the Wave Twins before walking away. I still can't believe that's their surname. Sad twins tried looks with one another. Smiles grew on their faces as they turned to face me. I expertly said, nurse lining the word. What are you guys smiling about? Oh, nothing, Nikki said. Tagna walked past us, begging us along the way. Follow me. Sarai, Ibuki, and I traded our own looks. The twins looked amused between them. We were worried. Tagna led the 4 of us to an elevator. Once we were all in, Mitty dumped the button and the elevator started its descent. What were the boys smiling about? Why didn't Colonel Cat say anything when I told him I needed help? Where are we going anyway? Questions of all kinds swam through my head as we went further and further down, and I was pretty sure my friends were thinking the same. Eventually, the elevator came to a stop. I had no idea how far down we were or what the waves had in mind. The doors opened and twins walked out with us in tow. I tried to look around, but there wasn't much to see. The only lights in the hallway came from thin growing lines near the ground. I followed the footsteps in front of me and hoped that I wouldn't run into them. The last thing I needed to do was embarrass myself again. After what seemed like forever, which seems like something that was happening a lot today, Minnie and Techno came to a stop in front of a door. Behind this door, Minnie started, is the answer to your wildest dreams. Techno finished, prompting me to roll my eyes. I can tell what my friends' reactions were, but I have a feeling that they felt similarly to me. Two green lights, one on each side of the door, lit up as the twins activated them. Doors slid open, allowing light from the inside flow out in the hallway. The five of us entered, and the first things I saw forced my eyes to grow in size. It wasn't an answer to my wildest dreams, more like my prayers. Inside glass cases similar to ones I found at home sat three very different sets of armor. One was mainly pink, with blue and gold accent lines running all around it. The joints were covered by some kind of a grey mesh. The helmet seemed to have an adjustable visor on it. The second was a large screen set. It seemed too bulky for normal movement. The third was a small solid white set. Small yellow wings extend from the back, while each shoulder displayed a small red cross. These are your teammates, Minnie said. Well, potential future teammates, Techno added. We don't have anyone lined up that can operate these armors yet. Anxiety set in. How long until you can get someone? Minnie shrugged. Can't say. You see, these armors are unique. They have special traits about them that require just the right operator. Special traits? Ibuki asked. Techno nodded. Like what? The twin tried another set of looks. This one seemed to last a little longer, with their facial expression shifting slightly. They must have been having one of those expression conversations between them. Techno finally rolled his eyes and walked away. Apparently, Mitty won. The armors, Mitty started turned towards the sets, base their abilities on the physical aspects of the operator. The abilities are extremely demanding, so much so that almost nobody in the world can actually use them. Only people with the right genetic profile, something that they're born with, by the way, can even remotely hope to use them. I was confused. So then, why are they here? We're looking for the right operators, Techno said from the outside of the room. He clearly wasn't too happy. In order to find the people who can use these arms to their full extent, we're having to scan the DNA or just about every person we can possibly scan. It's entirely possible that we won't find the right people. But, he interjected, enough about that. Right now, you guys said you need to out. Or something like that. With that, he ushered us out the room. He had a point. I needed to meet with the officers and come up with a plan. Ideas started flowing to my mind. As we rode the elevator back up to the ground floor, I could only hope that one of them might be a good one. Trivia time. Simple one this time. What was the joke I was asked about?